Hey folks, this is CERT Instructor on. Hey, do me a favor. Please like and subscribe and comment if you would. Alright, so let me get into today's subject. Well, again, today is 9/11 of 2020. We all know what happened, and we've talked about in the other videos that I made today about what happened in the past in 1995, 93. And in any case, with all that said, let's talk about what's important to you. Let's talk about your personal safety. What can you do to be a safer person? Well, if you watch my other videos, there's links out there I think I posted or I showed where you can go to the Department of Homeland Security and see some of their videos. And basically, if you'll do some looking there, you can get a lot of good information there. So I'm just passing you some sources, but let me give you some of my ideas of what you can do to be safe during this age of potential terrorism, whether we're looking at an EMP attack or whatever, which I've covered that as well in some of my other videos. Okay, so let's talk about your personal safety. Okay, first of all, number one, you've got to look at where might you be when something happens. And of course, today it could be anywhere. It could be the grocery store, it could be anywhere. But we don't want to say that to scare you. We just want to make sure you're a little more prepared. So be aware of your environments and where you're at, number one. Can't watch everything, but you can certainly give it a go and try to pick the safer places to be. So most likely, you spend most of your time away from home is probably at work. So let's just assume something maybe happens while you're at work. All right, so what you're going to want to do, first of all, if you have the ability in your office, let's just say you work in an office building, I'd make sure that you have a good set of pants, sturdy pants like jeans, a good pair of shoes. Tennis shoes will probably work, but boots would even be better if you have to climb and things. But you definitely want some comfortable shoes. If you're a woman and you're wearing high heels, you definitely don't want to have to make your way out of debris in high heels. It's not a fun thing to do. I've never tried it, but hey, I've been told. So you want to make sure you've got a good, steady shoe, something that's sturdy, that's gonna give you maybe some ankle support. So that's one of the things that you're definitely gonna need. Good footwear, good pants. You're also gonna want a long sleeve shirt. Make sure it's kind of durable. Jean jacket, something that got to be great. If you've got it, fold it all up, put it in a bag, keep it in your desk drawer. So if you have time and something happens and you're able to change into that, great. Something else you may want to have is if there's going to be a lot of dust, is something like a N95 mask. Those are really good to have handy if you don't. Throw something in there you can put over your face, a scarf, whatever. Those are the basic items. You also want to try to protect your eyes if you can, safety glasses or even goggles. It's all up to you to determine, but I definitely would say you're going to want some good sturdy clothes that if something happens and you have to crawl, that clothes is what's going to take the brunt of the punishment, not your bare skin. All right, so with that said, let's say you have all that, you put it in the drawer. Something else I'd recommend, make sure you got a radio or something. You guys have heard me talk about ham, they're pretty cheap. Like a UV5R Baofeng radio, something like that. And the reason that I say that, folks, is that your phones may not work. It just depends on the event. But in most cases, it's probably going to work. But if it doesn't, you've got something backup. You can listen to radio on it, or perhaps if you'll get on Repeater Book, you can program in some of the repeaters that are nearby and listen to traffic. It's going to be on there because a lot of times emergency management is going to use ham radio operators to help support what they're doing. That's part of the reason I became a ham, working with emergency management. Okay, so you've got all those items. Let's say you have it in your desk drawer. Now, depending upon the event, it could be anything from some sort of terrorist attack, and we know why terrorist attacks happen, some sort of political gain, whatever. Depends on what it is to how you're going to respond. If it's a shooting or something like that, eyes are bugging me today. One of the things that you're going to do is make sure that you have more than one way out. So anything that you plan, you want to have several escape routes, if possible. I know most people come in the front door, some businesses go out the back, but make sure that you know what you're going to do. You've got it planned out. So when something happens, you're going to be able to get to your vehicle, get away, whatever you need to do, get away from the area. Just make sure you know what you're doing. Now, let's just say you're on your way home, something happens. I'd advise you do the same thing. I know this sounds like a lot of clothes, but always try to keep you maybe some extra clothes in the trunk. It's always a good idea to have a jacket, rain gear, something. I keep it in my vehicle. So if there's a breakdown, I got to get out and change my tire because it's not going to happen in good weather. Generally when it happens, it's going to be hot, it's going to be cold, whatever. It's not going to be perfect weather. So you want to make sure that, you've got the right gear, some water, some different things. So these are the things that you're going to want to do to make sure that you have on hand if something happens. It's not the perfect answer, but again, you're going to want to be paying attention to your environment, things going on around you. Usually there's clues of things going on, but always be aware of your environment. The first thing you're going to do is if you have to get away, let's say there's some sort of a active shooter at your office, and you know that you can get away. As you're getting away, don't stop and say and describe the guy and dial 911. You're going to dial 911, make a quick report, and get out of there. You may or may not be able to help other people. You sticking around, you're making yourself a victim. That's another person. You can help people, great. But the bottom line is that you want to make contact with somebody and communicate as you are being proactive with whatever's going on. That's the most important thing that you can do. That way, the responders know that there's something going on. Because if something now happens to you, and let's say somebody else doesn't call because you're trying to get out of the building, so you've done it. You've got the responders on the way. You've done something proactive. So make sure you have that plan in place. Make sure the first thing you're going to do is grab that phone, dial 911, get help on the way, get yourself out. Doesn't matter where you are. Same with your vehicle. Something goes on there, you're going to want to dial 911, get somebody coming there. And that's the important thing. There's a lot of things you can do. Again, you can look on the Department of Homeland Security's website for a lot of good information and some tips. So those are the things that I would tell you to do. I hope that this helps you in some way. Please like and subscribe and comment. Thank you.